Okay, guys, so in the last segment, Stacy was talking to you all about patterns and the original objects that we're going to take a mold of, and making sure that that pattern is as good as we can make it, as well as checking draftability. Now, for a flexible mold like this, don't worry about the little squeaks in the background. That's our dog in the garage here. But as far as flexible molds, you don't need to worry so much about draftability. You do have to worry about objects getting caught within that rubber and possibly tearing out. So what we've started to do here is we've got a plexiglass plate, which is really nice for releasing from rubber molds. It's also really nice for adding flasking to, which we'll talk about here in a second. But with this on top of the plexiglass, we've added this stuff called plasticine. It's oil-based clay. So as opposed to normal clay that dries out and gets hard and rigid, oil-based clay stays flexible and malleable throughout the whole process. We don't have to worry about it drying out. We can set it down, walk away, come back. It's going to still maintain its shape, maintain its flexibility. And so what we've been doing is, you can see we're starting to build up that clay to our part line of our little respirator mask. There's also something else that we're checking out, and that's these little fixtures on the side of the mask. If we just leave those where they are, they could get locked in to our rubber mold. So we want to make sure that we separate our rubber mold right where those little pass-throughs are, so we don't create little locking points that the rubber is going to hold around and tear out. We always kind of think a step ahead so that all of our castings have a little cleanup. So you can see over on this side, Stacy's started to build that clay up to the bottom portion of those little nubbins that we're going to attach string or flexible fabric to. Elastic, yeah, that's the word for it. And then over here, we still need to build up to that point. You see that we've done a couple of things to help us out as we're building up. Actually, you might not be able to see as well, but we took a Sharpie and started marking up to those points. So as we start to build up, we know when we've hit that ideal point that we're going for. We've also made sure that as we're building stuff up, we're maintaining that this is remaining plumb and flush with our bottom plate, so that we keep everything within nice kind of flats, again utilizing that drafting to our advantage. We marked out where we assume our flasking is going to be to. I measured out about a 1/2 inch away from our mask on all sides. Depending on as we go along, we might actually even cut some corners to reduce the amount of rubber that we use. We've only got a limited amount of rubber, and today's kind of weeks and months ahead, we don't know quite what that availability is going to be. So as much as we can, we're going to try and maximize our material that we're using. You can see we filled that inside there with some wadded up paper. I've taped it off too as well, just to help this mask not flex as we're putting our plasticine barrier on the borders. In the end, we're also going to put plasticine within here, because this top flush face is also going to be part of our part line as well. As we build it up, you'll be able to see I'm about ready to cut some plexiglass sides, which is going to be our flasking material, and then we will go from there.